And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
We learned about the legislative branch, and that is defined in Article 1 of the Constitution. Now we'll be moving on to the executive branch, and the executive branch is defined in the Constitution under Article 2. Under Article 2 in Section 1, it establishes the office of the President and Vice President. Our President is Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden. Also, it establishes the Electoral College. When you vote for a presidential candidate, you are really voting to instruct your electorals to cast their vote for the duo. The electoral system elects our president. Each state gets a number of electors equal to the number of members in the U.S. House of Representatives, plus one for each of its 2 U.S. senators. To win the presidency, you need 270 votes. In Section 2, it defines the powers of the president and establishes the president's cabinet. The primary duty of the president is to make sure all the U.S. laws are carried out and that the federal government is run effectively. He has the power to veto all the bills that are approved by the legislature, and he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. The President's Cabinet is an advisory body made up of the heads of 15 executive departments. They are appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate. They run major federal agencies, but they also play an important role in the presidential line of succession. After the Vice President, Speaker of the House, and Senate President pro temp, the line of succession continues with the Cabinet offices in the order of which the departments were created. The current secretaries in the President's Cabinet are: the Secretary of State is John Kerry. The Secretary of Treasury is Jack Lew. The Secretary of Defense is Chuck Hagel. The Attorney General is Eric Holder. The Secretary of Interior is Sally Jewell. An Iowa native, the Secretary of Agriculture is Tom Vilsack. The Secretary of Commerce is Rebecca Blank. The Secretary of Labor is Seth Harris. The Secretary of Health and Human Services is Kathleen Sebelius. The Secretary of Housing and Urban Development is Sean Donovan. The Secretary of Transportation is Ray LaHood. The Secretary of Energy is Stephen Chu. The Secretary of Education is Arnie Duncan. The Secretary of Veterans Affairs is Eric Shinseki. The Secretary of Homeland Security is Janet Napolitano. In Article 2, Section 3, it defines other miscellaneous duties of the President, and in Section 4, it addresses the removal of the President by impeachment. I hope you've learned more about the executive branch.
God bless.